Tonight on UI7 News, it may be a dark and stormy night in central Illinois. We'll check the latest radar and tell you how bad the storms may be.
And it's time for Mom's Weekend again at the U of I campus. We will preview the events that are in store.
And Governor Pat Quinn made his way to the U of I today. Hear what he's talking about. UI7 News starts right now.
From the Richmond Journalism Teaching Studio on the University of Illinois campus, UI7 News, your U of I news source.
Good evening, I'm Haley Lockwood.
And I'm Jessica Lubin. It's been a stormy Thursday in much of Illinois, and it may get worse tonight.
The National Weather Service is warning area residents to be prepared for severe weather tonight and more heavy rain.
UI7's Jasmine Wright is with us now to tell us more about what's coming.
So it's pretty cold and gray outside, and the storms are really approaching. Let's take a look at our latest radar right now. So as you can see on the radar, the storms are just south of Champaign. It's beginning to sprinkle outside, but really heavier rains will come. We're expecting about 1 to 2 inches and possibly hail. Storms will hit around dinner time around 7 or 8, and there'll be 2 rounds of storms. So one at 7 and 8 and one in the wee hours of the morning. So make sure that if you're going outside, you're checking in with your local weathercast and you're making sure you're prepared, having an umbrella, because you have to be alert and be prepared because it's really going to be a tough storm out here, guys.
Thanks, Jasmine. She'll be back with more about the weather for the weekend in a few minutes. The bad weather this morning may have caused a major truck crash on Interstate 74. State police say a U.S. Express semi was traveling west on I-74 near Ogden when an extreme crosswind struck the semi during this morning's rainstorm. The driver went into the median, striking the cable barrier, and continuing into the eastbound lanes, striking another truck and an Illinois Department of Transportation truck. State troopers closed the eastbound lanes of the interstate for several hours. One westbound lane remains open. All injured people were taken to Carle Hospital and have since been treated and released.
With the combination of construction and potholes, the Illinois Marathon in Champaign-Urbana may be filled with more injuries and dangers than expected. UI7's Nina Lasky has more.
With the marathon just around the corner, runners have raised concern with the continuous construction, but also the potholes caused from the harsh winter season. Although the race course cannot be changed, Maddie Stutzman, a half marathon participant, is worried about her safety while running.
Not only the potholes, but the construction that's been going on all around campus and throughout Champaign has really affected the runners, I think, this year. It's hard to weave in and out of all the potholes and the construction.
The Illinois Christie Clinic Marathon just around the corner, where racers usually start directly behind me, there's currently construction going on. And with multiple potholes throughout the race course, racers' usual routine will be affected by all of this construction.
It is not just one injury, but many injuries.
Several injuries can occur from these potholes, like a simple twist in the ankle or like fall down, scrape your knee, hit your head, knee injuries, pretty much all different kinds of scrapes all over your body.
Co-race director Mike Lindemann ensures runners about medical personnel on the race course.
Our medical teams, we actually have 5 units out on the course that can actually treat and release. It's kind of like a MASH unit almost.
Previous marathons have been quite successful, but this winter season has forced racers to drop down and drop out.
A push of people dropping. So people that have registered for the marathon have now switched to the half, and the half has switched to the 10K and so on. And that's just really because they haven't been able to do the training that they thought they would do over the winter. So
finishing is what's bittersweet.
I'm ready for it to be over, but it's one of the best feelings.
In Champaign, I'm Nina Lasky, UI7 News.
Mom's Weekend is here at the U of I, and it is filled with all kinds of events and activities for everyone to attend. From annual events to new programs, there's something for every mom on campus this weekend. Students will tell UI7 News they are excited to spend time with their moms, but not every student is having mom come visit.
We're going to my sorority's brunch and then just hanging out and probably going grocery shopping because I need food.
I'm so sad, mostly because I have nobody to cook dinner for me tonight. So I'm gonna be hungry again. So that's how sad I am. I'm hungry, sad.
Moms Association President Pamela Russell says the weekend is about mother-student bonding and experiencing all the great things the university has to offer.
The Illinois Union Board is hosting a musical for all moms this Friday and Saturday at 8 p.m. at the Lincoln Hall Theater. This year's show is the award-winning musical Rent. Tickets will be $15 in advance and $18 at the door. To buy tickets and to find out more information about what events are going on around campus this weekend, go to illinoismoms.com/events.
The U of I Horticulture Club is hosting the 59th Annual Moms Weekend Flower Show and Plant Sale on Saturday and Sunday. Located at the Stock Pavilion on the South Quad, the show starts at 9 a.m. on Saturday and ends at 5 p.m. On Sunday, the show will be from 10 a.m. to 2:30. Entertainment, including live music and student-made gardens, will be the main attractions. Plants such as shrubs, herbs, and flowers will also be available to purchase.
For Moms Weekend at the U of I this year, Campus Recreation will really be showing its appreciation for all of the Illini moms. There are a series of special events being held, including moms getting into all recreation facilities for free during the weekend. On Saturday, April 5th, there will be a free climbing clinic from 1 to 3 p.m. with free climbing for moms afterwards until 7 p.m. Free group fitness classes will also be held from 10 a.m. to noon. The body combat class will start at 10 a.m. and the Zumba class will start at 11 a.m. Finally, there will be a yoga class that starts at noon.
The University of Illinois is celebrating International Week, and with it comes philanthropy events impacting the entire world. UI7's Julie Homerding has the details.
Music is something that's really important to my life, so I love to see how it touches other people.
Katrina Walter is a member of the U of I girls a cappella group, The Girls Next Door. On Tuesday, the singers performed at the Kisa Boca variety show at the Illini Union. Kisa Boca means it is possible, and this was the overall theme for the event, hosted by the university philanthropy groups such as Cove Alliance Illinois. The variety show brought awareness to the U of I community about service projects in Africa. Walter says the girls next door admire philanthropy events like this one.
This was just something that's right up our alley as far as volunteering and giving back to either local community or international communities.
By using the most simple objects, like a microphone, people can support organizations like Cove Alliance. Singers, pianists, and poets grab the mic to make a larger impact on the campus than just entertaining. Guest of honor Father Hillary is the executive director of Cove Alliance worldwide and is inspired to spread his awareness to help the people of Uganda.
Unleashing the energy of the young people, especially in a university setup, to continue being innovative in things that are going to benefit not only individual persons, but the whole world.
Host of the show, Courtney Kramer, says events like these are inspiring because Kisa Boca is a motto everyone can live by.
It is possible that even though Uganda, that Africa is halfway across the world, it is possible to make a difference.
Walter agrees and enjoys being part of a campus organization that also believes in the motto.
We really love doing volunteer performances, especially for organizations like this, which give back to a greater need or a greater community that's bigger than what we have here.
In Urbana, I'm Julie Homerding, UI7 News.
The governor came to the U of I campus to discuss educational funding. Coming up, we will have what the governor said about the cost of education.
And many students struggle with sleep. We have some tips on how to sleep better after the break. All-nighters are a part of the college tradition here at the U of I, but it turns out that all students are not aware of the long-term health consequences. UI7's Darvon Fultz has more.
U of I students often flood local coffee shops for energy to stay up at night. Students are loaded with responsibilities outside of the classroom and their sleep is being compromised. U of I senior Eddie Bland says that other responsibilities prevent him from getting enough sleep.
I'm a full-time student, I'm a full-time worker. I work normally late night shifts, so I range about maybe 4 to 5 hours of sleep throughout the week.
According to McKinley health officials, 4 to 5 hours of sleep is not enough. Without getting at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night, students could be risking their health. Jennifer Carson, wellness promotion specialist at McKinley Health Center, says that a lack of sleep does more harming than helping.
It affects our mood, it affects our emotions, our ability to concentrate, and our physical well-being in terms of just having enough energy to keep up with the hectic schedules that we have going from day to day.
A lack of concentration is harmful to the learning process for students. Sleepiness makes it more difficult for students to focus and pay attention in class. Eddie Bland knows these struggles all too well.
I get off work late and I have studied and I have early morning classes. It forces me to exert a little more energy to make it through my classes.
While lack of sleep is a problem for students, Jennifer Carson says a little time management can go a long way. One of the ways to combat sleep deprivation is to plan your day better. The U of I provides students with iBooks that can be picked up at the Illini Union bookstore. These iBooks help you to plan your homework for the days and the weeks to come. From Urbana, it's Darvon Fultz, UI7 News.
Coming off of spring break, many U of I seniors are struggling to remain focused. Experts say senioritis is known as a disinterest in maintaining high academic standards. While senioritis is common, it can come back to hurt students. Postgraduate programs in law schools require final grades as a means to maintain a mission. Students can prevent senioritis by keeping track of their assignments and getting pumped for the next exciting step in their lives. It has been almost 2 years since the iconic alma mater sculpture has been absent from the University of Illinois campus. The original plan was to bring the statue back to campus for last spring's commencement, but the university announced last March that the statue needed more extensive work done. The estimated cost more than tripled from just under $100,000 to $360,000. Alma Mater will finally return home to the U of I campus on Wednesday, April 9th.
Governor Pat Quinn visited U of I and 2 other Illinois universities today to discuss his plans to increase scholarship funding. The governor's annual budget proposal includes an increase of $50 million for the Monetary Award Program, or MAP. Currently, the state allocates over $370 million to MAP. Governor Quinn wants to invest even more in ensuring that money doesn't stand in the way of deserving students going to college.
Opportunity these young people have to go to college, to go to the University of Illinois. But we all know that many people who have the intellectual ability to do college work, if you don't have a scholarship, you can't financially afford it.
As many of the students at the university and other universities and colleges nationwide, we all deserve an equal opportunity to a greater education regardless of our socioeconomic status. Without the financial support of the MAP grant, many college students would find themselves having to drop out of college and not even consider going to college.
At present, 1 in 5 students at the University of Illinois receives a MAP grant.
Nominations have been made for the U of I Presidential Search Committee. 6 faculty members and 4 students are in the running for finding the university's next president. Current President Robert Easter is retiring on June 30th, 2015. The University Board of Trustees will choose 3 of the 6 faculty members, and Vice Chancellor of Student Affairs will choose 1 of the 4 students. Those chosen to serve on the committee are responsible for selecting presidential nominees and defining the role of the next president.
6 University of Illinois students are at the starting line of a race across Europe. The Red Bull Can You Make It Challenge begins today with 100 teams from across the world ready to win. They are competing to cross the finish line by 5 p.m. in Berlin on April 11th. The catch is the teams can only exchange cans of the drink for currency. The starting points are located in London, Milan, Paris, and Vienna. Each team begins the race with 24 cans. In order to get more for cash, the teams must complete checkpoint challenges at 6 of the 30 checkpoint stops around Europe before crossing the finish line. The students' abilities will be tested to win Red Bull benefits for an entire year.
Food and book lovers rejoiced this past Tuesday as they had the chance to literally have a taste of culture. UI7's Ashley Fullerton has the story.
In any library on campus, you won't be hard-pressed to find the book you desire, but would you be able to turn that story into an edible piece of art? That's the challenge posed to all of the participants at the Edible Book Festival. Held this past Tuesday, participants came ready to show off their edible masterpieces, and many, like Troy Babbs and Becca McGuire, are here for the first time.
We didn't do it for the prize. We did it for the glory. No, we did it for just because it sounded like a fun thing to participate in.
Event coordinator Dan Tracy said that the university isn't alone in honoring books in such an appetizing way.
Two people came up with the idea for Thanksgiving dinner, kind of a celebration of humor, as well as food and reading, and it became kind of an international thing. So lots of libraries all over the world started participating.
Judges had the difficult task of choosing their favorites.
But I think my own favorite is
They picked the best in 7 categories, including this year's special category, Best Entry Based on a Banned Book. Babs and McGuire's inspiration came from creativity and a sense of humor.
I was throwing puns out, and I said cauliflowers for Algernon, and that stuck.
Yeah.
And then we had the idea and kind of ran with it.
The name of the event, Edible Books, is key because after spectators had their fill of viewing the creations, they had the chance to eat them themselves. Babs and McGuire hoped that attendees would have a taste for their healthy design, which left the event as the winner of the special category.
There's always lots of candy and cake, so we kind of went a different route today.
The University Library and YMCA have hosted this event for the past 9 years and hope to continue the tradition for years to come. That way, community members can always have their cake and eat it too. Ashley Fullerton, UI7 News.
After the break, we'll check on the weather for the upcoming weekend.
Last night's storms kept me up all night. I don't know about you, but I heard all the thunderstorms.
No, it was crazy. I really hope it's not going to be like that again tonight.
I know, me too.
Let's check in with UI7's Jasmine Wright to find out how bad the storms tonight could get and if they'll roll over into Mom's weekend.
We have a busy weathercast for you guys today. Yes, they say April showers bring in May flowers. We're getting a lot of April showers in. Let's see if we can find some May flowers. Let's get into our weathercast. So as you can see, we have our radar. It's pretty busy. These are the storms that hit us last night, and they're coming from down in Missouri, and that's where the storms that will hit us tonight are coming from as well. If we go to our satellite, okay, it's pretty busy here in the Midwest. As you can see up here in Minnesota, it's very cold. They're going to be getting about 10 inches of snow. But brighter side, Florida's nice and clear, and as well, the West Coast is pretty clear. They're having great days right now. If we go to our temperatures, 52 here in Champaign. Like I said, Miami's 79. That's really nice weather. And San Francisco's not doing too shabby at 57, and LA is bringing it up at 63. Really good weather for them. And if we go into our Midwest temperatures, here we have Champaign at 52, Springfield right there. That's really nice weather for early April. And Chicago's pretty cold at 37. If you want to know why, there's this warm front, and it's not really allowing warm weather to go north. So you have really low temperatures like 37 and really nice temperatures like Springfield. If you want to see that even further, here we are, Champaign-Urbana. Here's Kankakee, 42. That's pretty cold. And it's, once again, that warm front is really having an effect, not letting any of the warmer weather really come up and reach north. And if we go into our forecast, tonight, severe storms. If you're going out, make sure to check your local weather because we're said to be getting about 1 to 2 inches. Possible hail, really bad severe storms. So stay prepared and watch for sirens. Tomorrow, it won't be as bad. There's said to be rain from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Make sure that you have your umbrella. It'll be a bit windier and definitely a lot cooler, so make sure you have those jackets. For our 5-day forecast, Saturday, it's going to be beautiful, really, really beautiful. Make sure you take your moms out. It's going to be 52, sunny. Sunday, it's going to be warmer, but not as sunny, but definitely make sure you get in that brunch. And Monday, it's going to be a little bit cooler and cloudy with 53. And Tuesday, definitely a little bit of chance of rain, so make sure you're watching out and make sure you may have to bring an umbrella. So hopefully, guys, we'll make it through tonight, and this weekend it's going to be beautiful, beautiful times for Mom's Weekend. I'm definitely going to get my mom to take me out to lunch for some quality bonding time.
Yes, and some good college food, not the stuff you buy that we buy or we can afford, but thank you, Jasmine.
And now we have Stephen McCrae stopping by with sports.
Thanks, Jessica. And tonight we have Paralympians at the White House, Final Four updates, and I'll tell you who's going to win the national championships. Back with that and more with sports after this break. Today is a special day at the White House as President Barack Obama is hosting Olympians and Paralympians from the 2014 Winter Olympics, congratulating them for their performance as well as their success in Sochi. Among them are 2 University of Illinois graduates, Tatiana McFadden and Asia Evans. McFadden's winner of Paralympic debut earned her a silver medal in the 1 kilometer sprint sitting cross-country ski, while Asia Evans earned herself a bronze medal in the women's bobsled. The Fighting Illini are in full swing this spring as baseball, softball, and women's gymnastics are all in action. The baseball team hopes to stay dry this weekend after their arch rivalry game against Missouri at Busch Stadium was postponed due to rain. The game is rescheduled for Wednesday, April 23rd at 6:30, while tomorrow's game in Evanston against the Northwestern Wildcats is at 3 o'clock. Softball also plays tomorrow at Eichelberger against Nebraska. Coming off a 7-4 win against Illinois State and snapping a 4-game losing streak, the softball team looks to build upon their recent success. Also, the number 11 ranked women's gymnastics team is headed to Minnesota for regionals this Saturday as a number 2 seed. In order to advance to the nationals, the Illini will need to finish within the top 2 in their region. Also in the Minnesota regional are the number 2 ranked Oklahoma Sooners and the number 14 ranked Minnesota Gophers, both of whom the Illini have lost to. With the expansion of the Big Ten from 12 to 14 teams, adding Rutgers and the University of Maryland, Illinois State Senators are looking to add another Illinois team to the Big Ten, making it 3. In order to get its membership into the Big Ten Conference, there must be a written application sent to the Big Ten Council of Presidents and Chancellors, then 70% of the board must approve it. This leaves schools like Northern Illinois and Illinois State vying for a Big Ten spot. The Final Four kicks off this Saturday, and after many busted brackets, only these 4 teams remain. The senior-laden number one seeded Florida Gators will play the UConn Huskies in the early game on Saturday, and tip-off is scheduled for 5:09. Later in the night, you can catch the only Big Ten team left in the tournament, the Wisconsin Badgers, play the young Kentucky Wildcats, at 7:49. After a season of ups and downs and billionaires making outrageous bets, the last perfect bracket was Brad Binder's from Buffalo Grove. As a U of I alum, Binder had a perfect bracket through the first 3 rounds, but even if it was perfect, Binder did not enter his bracket until the Warren Buffett $1 billion challenge for completing the perfect bracket throughout the tournament. So that's what we have. That's what we have. In sports, we have the Final Four coming up, and back to you all.
Alrighty. Thanks, Stephen. Taylor Swift has taken a moment away from the stage and shined her star at Children's Hospital. That is part of tonight's Hollywood Minute.
He loves it. Taylor Swift surprised a bunch of children by popping up in their hospital rooms in Providence. Swift showed up with her dad and spent hours talking to the kids. She even sang for them. Swift told the hospital staff in advance to keep her visit a secret. Oprah Winfrey celebrates a major ratings win. Her once troubled network OWN saw its audience jump by nearly 50% in the last quarter, due largely to new programming. This makes OWN the fastest growing cable channel for women ages 25 to 54, a key demographic for advertisers. And Miley Cyrus mourns the loss of her dog, Floyd. The Wrecking Ball singer said on Twitter, "I know I don't mean it, but I wish you would have taken me with him. This is unbearable. What am I going to do without him?" This is the second dog in 2 years Miley has lost. In December of 2012, her pup Lila also died. For Hollywood Minute, I'm Dave Stewart.
That's it for today's edition of UI7 News.
Thanks for joining us and have a great night.